Hey everyone, today I'm doing a video response to AfricanExport. She put up a video a few days ago asking, is blood thicker than water? And I felt compelled to do a response. My gut reaction is no. That is different than a lot of the things I've been told or that I've seen. But in my personal experience, blood is not thicker than water. I mean, maybe when it comes to chemistry and science, it might be. But in the sense of, does blood excuse everything else in life? I guess that's how I approach it. So this is what I mean. Like, when it comes to my family, I am a lion. You say something about my sister, you look at my mom the wrong way, and I literally want to bite your head off. Like, without even thinking, without even figuring out if they are at fault or what is going on. Just my gut reaction is like, protect my family at all costs. And that will be until the day that I die. Now, on the flip side of it is, I also hold my family, just as I hold anyone else in the world, including myself, to a very high standard. So as much as I dote on my younger siblings and I give them just about whatever they want, I am hardcore when it comes to discipline. It took my siblings a lot in order to earn an iPod Touch. I didn't just give it to them, but it took a lot in order for them to get one a few years ago. But then I remember once I gave it to them, my brother, he was acting up, and so I was like, you know, when you prove to me that you're a better person, I'll give you your iPod back. Now, I don't know what a typical parent, because I'm not one, what a typical parent would, how long they would keep the iPod. Maybe a week, maybe a month. How long did I keep it for? It was either 6 or 9 months. Because that's how long it took for me to see at the time that he had changed. I'm strict with them. So just as much as I'll protect them and I'll do whatever for them, I hold them to high standards. I expect them to live a life of excellency. And if they're at fault for doing something wrong or deviant, I think they should be held accountable. I remember one time, I don't remember which sibling of mine it was, but they did something completely inappropriate. And, you know, my mom and I were discussing a proper punishment for them. And me, I was like, take all their clothes, you know, only feed them bread and water, take their comforter off their bed, like take everything out their room, just give them a mattress, bread, water, and one change of clothes, and do it for a month. And my mom was like, Sheena, really? I was like, yes, that's gonna teach them. Like that, so I'm not just the type who's like, oh, I'll protect my family and they can do no wrong. No, they can do wrong, just like me. And when you do wrong, I think you should be held accountable. And in that sense, that goes back to, do I think blood is thicker than water? In that sense, no. I don't know, I just feel like if anyone has wronged you in any sense, whether they're your cousin, a stranger on the street, or a teacher, whoever it is, like, there are consequences to behavior. And the fact that it is a family member, I feel like that they should respect you even more, and that they should be less likely to do BS towards you or other people. So I have definitely cut off family before. Because, like I said, I have certain standards for who I allow in my life. There are certain ways that a person is allowed to treat me, and certain things that they can or cannot say to me, or actions that they can or cannot take in my presence. And I will cut you off, whether you're family or not. And people might say, oh, well, but you know, when all else fails, or if you're by yourself, you know, you always have your family to go to. Well, I live a life and I set up a life where I can support me. So if something were to happen, I know that I can depend on me, so I wouldn't have to go run into a man to help me, or I wouldn't have to go run into a friend, or I wouldn't have to go run into an aunt. Like, I make sure that my life is at a point where I can support me. So when they say, well, you know, you gotta love family no matter what, because they're always there. No, they're not always there. They're not. And I'm not, again, not trying to show this in a negative light. Like, I love family. It's a big part of my life. love, 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 but there are certain things that are acceptable and unacceptable. And when someone crosses that line, it's unacceptable. When I think about women or men who stay in abusive relationships and ones where their kids are also being harmed, is blood thicker than water then? No. When I think about where a family member might be putting another one in harm's way or in compromising positions or situations, like, you gotta cut family off. Just like if it was a friend doing it or someone at work, like, I don't excuse anyone's bullshit. Like, I just don't. And I don't care if you're my cousin or my best friend or a bus driver. Like, there's just certain things people can or and cannot do. And that's me. Everyone has like a different like way of being, but that's just me. And you know, it's interesting to see, because I remember, you know, if you watch my videos, you know that in my past, that includes having been sexually abused for 7 years by my ex-stepfather. And I remember at one point I was in an encounter with one of his brothers, and when I was asking his brother like why he did something that he had done, and he's like, well, because he's my brother. And I'm like, yeah, but your brother's a pedophile. And he's like, yeah, but he's my brother. And I was like, yeah, but what if your brother had molested your daughter? Would you be saying he's your brother then? And maybe he would. Maybe some of you would. Maybe no matter what your family did to you, they could beat you, they could hurt you, they could steal your money, they could sleep with your spouse, they could murder your kids, they could murder someone else, and no matter what, you're like, I support you and I'm there for you. I'm not that person. Blood is not thicker than water in the sense that it excuses deviant behavior, or it excuses harm that could be done to me or others. But it's not just blood. It's not just singling out family. No one is excused from harming me or harming people I care about or being destructive or disruptive. I don't care who you are. That's my take on it, and that's how I live my life. There you go, African Export.